Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Mitza Creek Farm. Today is the first day in a very long time that we have not had things scheduled, things required, and so we slept in this morning, we skipped church, and man, does it feel good. We had a rainy night last night, and it's not 90 some degrees. Man, it just is refreshing. Sun is starting to come out, so it is starting to get hot, but this next few weeks we are looking forward to cooler temperatures and rain, and it just is like a breath of fresh air. We have been working on a big project on the farm, the little schoolhouse that was out behind. We call it the schoolhouse. It's a 16 by 20 building that was out back behind our house. I used it for homeschooling the kids when we were remodeling this place and all of that. That is getting a major transformation. Completely gutted it, and we are turning it into something really, really cool. And that's as much as I can go into now, but in a few weeks I will show you the finished project. But we have been busting our butts to get that done, and we just happened to be doing it during the hottest part of the summer, and so it has been absolutely exhausting. All the mums are looking good. Boy, the asters really got big in that last storm that we had. That's crazy because they were not nearly that big yesterday. We had our market yesterday and it was absolutely nuts. And I sold out of pretty much everything that I brought with. Whoo, it's warm in here. Oh boy, I'm going to lose some tomato blossoms out of this. Should have been down here a couple hours ago. I can't see, my glasses are fogged up, but it's like a jungle in here right now. There we go. So today's plan for me, I'm just planning on coming down and gardening because it has been so long since I've been able to just come down and work in here and just work in my garden. It's always been, I have 15 minutes, I have to do this, I have to pick this, there's been no just enjoyment yet this year for being able to work in my garden, so that is what I'm gonna do. We got our year's worth of hay a couple weeks ago, and so it's been sitting in the parking area of the stone coop. So while I'm working in the high tunnel, Owen is getting it all moved to the field for me, in an area that we don't use it. That way it's not right in the parking area and it's easy to get to in the winter. My first ripe blackberry. I'm so excited. The wild ones are ripe. I have not picked any yet, but this is one that I bought for the wrong zone and it is thriving here in my high tunnel. So I'm gonna try this. I hope it's super sweet. Amazing. Oh my gosh, that was so good. Oh, that was so good. Totally worth the 2 years of work to get that to grow. One thing I noticed when I was harvesting yesterday for the market is I have a chipmunk who is just living up its best life in here. I have tons of half-eaten tomatoes. So I need to figure out how to get this chipmunk out of here. I had an issue a couple years ago with chipmunks. Did not have an issue last year, but they're back this year. So I'm not quite sure what I need to do about that. I do have a couple chipmunk live traps that I'm gonna set in here tonight and maybe catch some of them. I'm not sure. It might just be one. I don't know. I come in and they're in here and they go running through trying to hide from me. When I was at the market yesterday, I had somebody ask me what I use for harvest baskets because they had, I think they're called hods, I don't remember, a traditional garden harvest basket. It's got a wire mesh as like the base, which makes things super easy to rinse off in there. But I find that when you have fully ripe stuff, lots of times the wire digs into the skin and bruises the skin or even cuts into it. And so I really like these baskets. They're collapsible. I'll put a link in the description below on Amazon. I have 2 of them, and I'll put the description for that. And then I just ordered these 2. These are a little bit smaller, but they collapse down into, I should have done this before I started filling stuff in here, but to about that thick. And so then in the winter, they're super easy to store. But I like these because they have a flat bottom. So you can see here, water can drain out there. I wasn't planning on picking much for produce today, but I'm picking what's ripe so that the chipmunks don't eat it. Anyways, so this all folds down. The 2 sides here, the 2 ends fold in, and then there's little hinges right here. And so then it folds down in on itself, and they have handles, which I really like. And what I like even better is it's super easy to wash off. You can just scrub it out really quick or just throw it in the dishwasher. So I really like these, and I use these primarily for harvesting tomatoes and that kind of stuff. I do have a couple big crates that I also use, but I don't like those as much as these are easier to carry, and I like having that handle so I can put it on my arm to carry it up instead of having 2 big crates way out in front of me. It just makes it easier. And I'll be honest, I have not had enough time to harvest enough in one sitting to fill one of the big crates yet. So I am really loving these guys. So I'm just going through and I'm pruning and I'm trellising, and you can see here that this Berry's Crazy Cherry, oh, I heard a chipmunk. This Berry's Crazy Cherry is folded over because it's too heavy. So get these guys trellised. A lot of them are like that because it's been a while since I've been in here trellising. One of the things I'm pondering while I'm down here working is that I'm really struggling because this season I definitely am overdoing it with projects and with things that are just taking up a ton of time. And I don't have the time to actually do the things that I want to do. And a prime example of that is being here in the garden. And I love gardening. And because I committed to doing markets, I am not able to actually spend time here in the garden because I gotta do everything for those. And so I'm really thinking about what I'm going to be doing next year as far as things go. I need to make the garden smaller, make it just enough for ourselves, and then I think any excess that I have, I'm just going to give it away to friends and family and people who need it. And instead of trying to kill myself doing a garden and selling produce at markets for people, people say they really want locally grown produce, but when it's just me doing all the farming, that makes it really, really hard. And so I'm going to cut back, and so then that way I don't begin to dread gardening and this kind of stuff. I want to be able to enjoy it while I can. And so I'm just down here kind of pondering and making decisions for next year while it's all fresh in my mind. That way I have less issues in the winter when things are a little bit easier and I'm making all these decisions in February and I'm not down here working. I have those decisions made and I'm not making the wrong decisions. So I was able to get the entire semi-indeterminate and determinate row done and half of this row done. These guys they're all falling over, so I'm gonna have to spend quite a few hours in here getting things pruned, getting things cleaned up, getting things trellised. So it's gonna be a lot longer than I anticipated, but I'm gonna call it quits for taking the video so I can move a little bit faster, go up, take a quick cool down break, and then get back to it. So that is it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.